Hello everyone, and welcome to GIR Golf, and welcome to today's golf rules tip, a provisional ball. Now the provisional ball is a golf rule that is a good thing, but also I've found over being around tournament golf and being a golf coach, it can have some cloudiness on certain aspects of this rule, and that's why I'm excited to bring this golf rules tip to you. I did contact the United States Golfers Association, or the USGA, in regards of a couple different aspects of this rule, because I want to make sure this video is accurate for everyone. So you want to make sure that you watch this entire video, because most likely you will learn something or validate your interpretation of a different part of this rule. But a provisional ball is a great tool that you and I have. It's a great time-saving tool if we think of if our ball is either lost in the general area or it is out of bounds. In other words, areas that are marked with white stakes or white lines. Under these two conditions only can we hit a true provisional ball. Now, because the only option for relief if our ball is lost in the general area or it is hit out of bounds, the only option we have is to take a drop at the side of our last stroke. A provisional ball is hit in case we need to take relief, because it would save us time. As everyone saw, I hit my ball down towards my target down there. We're playing a par 3 in this example, by the way. I just hit shot 1, and my target is my orange pole in the distance. And in this par 3, I've hit my tee shot that it appears it got pushed out to the right a little bit, and I may be in trouble down there. I'm looking, there's a lot of trees, a lot of woods, and there may be a chance I may not even find that ball. It may be lost in the general area. From my vantage point, I cannot see what that area is marked as. I've never played this golf course before, for example, and I am uncertain that what that area is marked at. I'm assuming it's a general part of the course. I'm assuming that, or maybe it's marked in white stakes or white lines, meaning it's out of bounds. In this case, because I can't see that it's marked, for example, with yellow stakes being a yellow penalty area, or red stakes being a red penalty area, I am going to go ahead and hit a provisional ball because I am uncertain what this is marked at. And if my ball is lost or out of bounds, this will save me time walking back to the tee to hit my third shot in this example, because if my ball is lost or out of bounds, it is a one-stroke penalty and I must come back to the side of my last stroke, in this case the teeing ground. If my ball is lost or out of bounds down there, I can tee the ball up anywhere I like here. So I'm going to hit a provisional ball. Before I do that, this is very important. I must use the word provisional. I cannot just say to my fellow playing partners or competitors, I am just going to hit another one. We hear that a lot in our casual rounds. To hit a true provisional ball, we must use the word provisional. You must say, hey, I'm going to hit a provisional ball here. And so I'm doing that on the camera right now. I'm going to hit a provisional ball. You all are aware of that. I use the word provisional. We must use the word provisional to be accurate in this, according to the rules of golf. One tip I'll give you, this is not a requirement, is for your provisional ball, maybe use a different color ball than what you just struck. You saw me hit a white one. I like to use a yellow one for my provisional ball, just so I know that when I get up there, I know which ball is my provisional and which ball is my original ball. At minimum, put a P on that ball. Do something that is marked different than the rest of the balls in your bag. So a little pro tip there. So I've announced I'm going to hit a provisional. I'm going to tee it up and hit it, and then we'll go down to where these balls are and go over some different scenarios. Now I'm starting to get down to where the approximate location is of my original ball. You can see my orange pole that's acting as my golf hole today. And on this par 3, this is the woods that we saw from the tee. And now as I'm approaching the woods, I'm looking for my ball to see if it bounced out. Also, I am looking to see how this woods area is marked. And I see nothing. I don't see any lines at all. Therefore, this is considered a part of the general area of the golf course. And therefore, if my ball is in there and I find it, I have to play it as it lies or declare it unplayable with those options. Or if it's in there and I don't find it, as the 3-minute clock has begun now that I'm at the approximate location, if I don't find it in 3 minutes, then my ball is considered lost. Now I'm looking around here, I don't see the ball, and at this point I can choose to abandon the search. I do not have to go deep in those woods and risk getting cut or injured. I can choose to abandon the search if I like and go ahead and take my penalty stroke and use my provisional ball, which, by the way, is sitting in good position over here. So that's what I would do in this situation. Because I don't see the ball, I'm going to abandon my search even though my 3 minutes is not up, and I'm going to come over here and play my provisional ball in this case. Thankfully, I hit my provisional ball very well. As you can see, the hole's right there. I know this isn't a real green, we're just imitating this, but I would be on the green here. So now I would hit shot 4. It would be my next shot in this situation because I had a 1-stroke penalty and my ball is lost in the general area. That is situation number 1. Let's go to situation number 2. Okay, for situation number 2, we arrive at the approximate location of our original ball. As you can see my orange pole there. And again, we notice this area is not marked with any white stakes or lines, red or yellow white stakes or lines. Therefore, it is considered part of the general area. And I have 3 minutes to find this ball as I've arrived at my approximate location. So I began looking for my ball, and because I'm an experienced golfer and I know sometimes these balls can bounce out of the woods, I'm going to look over here, and matter of fact, I see a white ball over here. So let's go down and see if it's mine. Set the camera down in just a second. And I'm going to go up to the ball. And a Bridgestone and it says GIR Golf LLC on it. And it's a white one, by the way. I know it's not my provisional. My provisional was yellow. So I know this is my original ball. Remember that tip I told you. Matter of fact, my provisional ball is sitting over there in pretty good shape. A little bit better shape than this one. However, this is my original ball. I'm hitting shot 2 right here. I was fortunate. The ball bounced around in these trees and ended up in play, and there's no penalty there. So that's situation number 2. You find your ball, and then you simply abandon the provisional. Just pick it up when you get a chance. Okay, so let's call this situation 2B, because this is very similar to situation number 2, except it's going to be a little bit different. And if you notice, the woods is not marked with any markings, therefore it's a general area as we've discussed. I'm looking for my ball, see my pole over there. I see my provisional sitting in good shape. So I'm looking, and wait a minute, I see a ball right there. So I see this ball right here. Set the camera down. I come up. Sure enough, GIR Golf LLC on that ball is looking right at me. I know it's my original ball. There again, I know it's not my provisional because my provisional ball is yellow. So this time, unlike situation 2A, where the ball was sitting in a nice pretty spot, this ball is in play. It's in the general area, but you can see it's not got the best lie. Now, that provisional ball you have to abandon. You can not play that ball under any circumstance. This is where some of the cloudiness of this rule comes into play. Keep watching the video. The clouds aren't over, but you have to abandon that provisional ball because this ball is not lost. It is not out of bounds. It is found in the general area. Therefore, I must deal with the ball as is. I must play it as it lies, hit shot 2, or declare the ball unplayable if I would like to do so. And I will add that one of the options of declaring a ball unplayable is to go back at the side of your last stroke. If you decide to do that option and declare the ball unplayable, you have to go back to the side of your last stroke at this time. You cannot say, oh, that provisional ball's sitting great, I'm going to use that. That's where some of this cloudiness is hopefully being cleared up. You have to abandon that in certain situations like this, where my ball is found. I have to deal with the golf rules according to this ball's found. That provisional ball was just practice in case the ball was lost or out of bounds, but it is found in this situation 2B. All right, so this is situation 3. Situation 3, we come down to this wooded area that we could not see what it was marked as from the tee box. But however, when we get over this hill, we see this area is marked with white stakes. That, of course, means that this wooded area is out of bounds. And I have found my ball, and my ball is sitting right here, and it's on that side of these stakes. Therefore, my ball is out of bounds in this case, unfortunately. However, the good news is I've already hit a provisional ball. And in this case, the provisional ball is a new ball in play with 1 penalty stroke. In other words, I just hit shot 3 from the tee because it's a 1-stroke penalty. I lose my stroke and distance with this being out of bounds. So I hit shot 3 with that provisional. Thankfully, I hit it good, and I'm hitting shot 4 right there. For situation 4A, we'll call this, this is where hopefully we can clear up some more cloudiness when it comes to this golf rule. This time we come over the hill and we notice that this area is marked with yellow stakes. And that tells us that this area, this wooded area, is a yellow penalty area. And I've noticed my golf ball here is inside the yellow penalty area. Therefore, if you remember in our opening statements, if your original ball has been hit into a yellow or red penalty area, you cannot hit a provisional ball. And that is true. In this case, we were honestly uncertain what this area was marked as. Therefore, our provisional ball that we hit means nothing. It must be completely abandoned. We cannot play that ball. It is not the new ball in play. And that's where a lot of people misinterpret this rule, where I had to get some verification from the USGA. That ball must be abandoned in this case because my ball is not lost. It is not out of bounds. Therefore, I cannot use a provisional ball. The ball is in a yellow penalty area, and my options for yellow penalty area come into play here. I will add that one of the options for yellow penalty area is to go back at the side of your last stroke. In my case, re-hit from the tee. And some people will say, well, I just did that. I'll play my provisional ball because it's sitting in great shape. You cannot do that. That ball must be abandoned. You cannot play that ball under any circumstance, in this case, in situation 4A, because the ball's in a yellow penalty area. If I elect to go back to the side of my last stroke for my relief option, in this case, I must do that at this point. Now we've arrived at situation 4B. This time we come over the hill and we notice that there are red stakes present. And the reason this is 4B because the same outcome happens as it did in 4A. My ball, I found it. It is in the red penalty area. Therefore, I cannot use a provisional ball. That provisional ball I hit must be abandoned. I cannot use it under any circumstance. I must abide by the red penalty area relief options, or play the ball as it lies, of course, as one of your options at this point. There again, if I chose to go back at the side of my last stroke, I cannot use that provisional ball. It has to be abandoned because we cannot hit a provisional ball after our ball has entered a yellow or red penalty area. Situation number 5 is hitting a provisional ball when you know that your original ball has entered a yellow or red penalty area. In this case, I'm playing a par 4. I'm up here in the general area. My tee shot landed here, shot number 1, and I hit my second shot into that yellow penalty area that I can see the yellow stakes from right here, and I know that's a yellow penalty area. Situation 5 would be if I sit here and I announce to you, hey, I'm going to hit a provisional ball, and I'm going to drop it at the side of my last stroke, in this case, the general area, within 1 club length. And I went ahead and sprayed some lines here so you can see that. Not any closer to the hole. So I'm going to hit a provisional as I'm announcing, drop it at knee height. Ball landed in there, stayed in there. I can pick my tees up and hit my shot. So I'm going to do that. Okay, much better result with that ball. Situation 5, however, is different than all the other ones we've talked about. This time, like I've mentioned, I know that's a penalty area. I can see it from here. I chose to hit a provisional ball because I think my ball's lost in there. But I cannot do that because my original ball has entered a yellow penalty area. So now what I've done is I've in essence not hit a provisional ball, I've hit the new ball in play with a 1-stroke penalty. I basically have chosen the option of taking a drop at the side of your last stroke based off my options for a yellow penalty area right here. I've chosen the penalty of stroke and distance and hit that. Now, that ball I just hit right there, again, is not a provisional, it is a new ball in play. So for my math here, on this par 4 this time, I hit tee shot 1, I hit number 2 into that penalty area, I dropped 3, and I just hit shot number 4. Where this can really hurt you is if you knowingly hit a provisional into a, when you know your original ball's into a penalty area, is I don't know exactly what happened to that ball up there. It may have bounced around and kicked on the green. I don't know. If I get up there and I find that's the case and I find my original ball, you can't do anything with that ball. This ball is the new ball in play. That's where a lot of this cloudiness comes in this rule, and hopefully we cleared that up in this video. Thank you everyone for watching this golf rules tip on a provisional ball, and hopefully through this detailed look into this rule, you've gained some knowledge, maybe you've got verified your interpretation, maybe you've been clarified on some different parts of this golf rule, because it is a really good golf rule that can save us time and a little bit of embarrassment on the golf course, but we need to make sure we use it correctly. Hopefully this has helped you. I know it's verified a lot of things with this rule. When I contacted the USGA, they did a great job of responding to me promptly. I do applaud them for that, because I want to make sure these videos are accurate for everyone. Remember to smile often, have fun. God loves you. We'll see you next time.